e-gaming bets. We accept bets on computer games online since 2011. Referral system for regular users and the first deposit bonus. Gaming devices store and the best choice of payment systems. Dota 2 and Hearthstone, Counter-Strike and StarCraft, World of Tanks and League of Legends. EGB.com. You know for sure who's going to win.
G2A.com, the best video game store ever! Fast as lightning, solid as a rock, cheap as duck! What's more, you can sell on it because it's also a marketplace. Remember G2A.com, the best video game store ever!
Welcome back, everybody, here to the DotaPit Season 4 by G2A Southeast Asian region. We're doing Mineski going up against Fnatic game number 2 after Fnatic took a very convincing game 1 off the back of a huge Mushi SF, as well as really great play all round. How will it go in game number 2? Well, let's get to it, boys. The draft's already underway, and I can welcome in my co-caster for today's 2 series. That's right, we got 2 series. We got another one up after this. It is Modpax. Welcome back, man. It seems that the demon himself has managed to slip through the pool.
Yeah, we got ourselves a party today, man. 2 full series, SEA Dota, and yeah, the demon, Mr. Doom, makes his way through, and that's not surprisingly, they're going to remember about the Shadow Fiend this time. Oh yeah, that is a hero. Seems like one of those ones that maybe they just forgot about last game.
Maybe we should ban it. There's a player on Fnatic that's really well known for playing Shadow Fiend. It goes by the name of M, ends with Ushi.
I've heard a few things about him. Yeah, he's okay.
Yeah, he's a decent player. He's obviously no Yafets.
Oh well, I mean, who really is? I mean, honestly.
Well, yeah.
I'm liking this opener here from Fnatic. If you're gonna give away the Doom, at least you've got the Ancient Apparition. Like, Doom is just so frustrating to deal with, but mind you, like, the time when Scorch Earth really is the greatest is that laning phase, and of course you're not going to have the Ice Blast then. So he's still a real pain to deal with early on, and you can definitely expect him to be kind of difficult to decide how you want to lane up against him. Like, there's not many 1v1 lanes you can really throw at him. At least they won't have, like, the Dark Seer. That's one of those ones that's, like, the worst lanes, because he just eats your creep. So I'll be interested to see how they want to deal with it. I don't know if we'll be able to get anything like the Ohio Earthshaker, though. It might just be something with a bit more lane presence.
I'd actually just stick with the Tusker. They pick it up early on, throw it to Ohio, leave the Ancient Apparition doing his thing, and then look to just get really tanky heroes. Like, the Viper would have been a perfect hero in the mid lane, great up against the Queen of Pain, really resistant against the Doombringer. And your number 1 position for Fnatic has to be a tanky core that doesn't care if he gets silenced or has the ability just to run away if he gets silenced. As in, doomed.
Yeah, and again, we're going to get this Disruptor out for DJ. Played it so well last game, and again, they're going to have the Queen of Pain, and now even the Doom, like another hero who pretty much relies a lot on his ultimate. Like, this one, obviously, you know, Doom, he's got an ultimate, it's called Doom. It's kind of good. So if DJ can have the same kind of performance where he's able to control these big power plays, I'll be excited for it. Hey, this draft looks really familiar.
Yeah. Have we been down this road before? The only thing we have to replace is a mid-solo. The Wraith King is, again, though, it works really, really well up against Mineski's lineup. The only issue you got for Wraith King this time around is the control is a lot better for Mineski, where you have the Bane. So with both the nukes which he provides, but having that Nightmare and Fiend's grip, you're actually able to take out everyone else around the Wraith King and leave him just stuck there in a nightmare.
Yeah, I'm wondering, like, how do you want to try and deal with this Bane as well? Like, you're only going to have the glimpse, really. You don't have any stuns from the AA. Chances are you probably won't be able to snowball into the Tusk. Maybe you will. A little bit of control, but getting in range for, like, a Wraith Fire Blast, if you're positioning yourself really well in the Bane, it can be one of the worst supports to try and deal with in terms of trying to end that Fiend's Grip and help out your teammates. So I wonder if we'll see some sort of a controlling mid, or at least something with a stun, you know, like a Dragon Knight or something like that from Mushi here.
DK wouldn't be too bad. He would kind of fit that role of ability to tank while actually having damage / initiation, even though his itemization really is what dictates his initiation. But Mineski now have the ability to throttle these lanes so hard.
Reserve time.
Yeah.
The Lich Doom offlane is so hard to deal with too. Like if they want to run that together, and they can just have so much of a presence there to guarantee some farm on your Doom. And easy early levels on your Lich, and can really help it with like, a lot of counter push. So if you do want to go for one of those earlier lineups, kind of like we saw quite a bit of early rotation from Fnatic last time, but if you have that Chain Frost on hand when they come to that first tower push, it can really stifle your momentum.
You know what I actually like to see from Fnatic? They don't have to keep this Negro trial lane, but at least start it that way to throw Mineski off at the start, is a full movement into the dire jungle. Because with Ancient Apparition, Chilling Touch, plus the Disruptor's early damage or control, Wraith King's already got a stun up the mark, Tuskar is always great in the early stages, you could just rip into Mineski's jungle, take over it, and if you get enough kills, you might even just leave the trial lane on top. She banned the TA.
Oh, nice ban on that Lina. That's something that they've gone to so many times. It's still their most picked hero, despite some of the nerfs that she's received, so... we won't be getting that. Other than that, really, I mean, there's still the Wind Ranger. Still suitable here. Definitely decent in this situation. And there is also the Tiny. Like, we've still seen him picked up even without the IO, obviously. Very powerful hero, but pretty difficult lane against Queen of Pain, and then even the possible presence of a Bane, depending on what kind of a solo they have for Mineski, or rather a carry for Mineski. That might be self-sufficient up top.
This might be one of those unique Mushi times. I could see the Wind Ranger working, but I could also see the Wind Ranger getting completely blown up without having to have any level of physical damage required. We don't even know what the #1 position is going to be, and actually they go for the Wind Ranger anyway. But they're going to be so careful with her.
Low. Yeah. It's just like, what else are you going to pick? Like an Invoker or something? Like, I guess there's just not that many options that seem to fit the role that well these days. Like you gotta be able to clear stacks in some sense. You gotta be able to rotate early. It's I don't think you can go with something like a Razor or something in the mid lane in this situation. But anyway, speaking of which, I guess it's Mineski's turn. Look for some sort of a core here. They did ban out that TA. I don't know. There is still the Gyrocopter. Not awful. It's certainly decent in this situation. Oh, nice. All right.
The split push is real, the farm is real, the team fight is wonderful for Mineski. Fnatic, of course, have a lot of things going their way too, but their lineup is so much more fragile than Mineski's lineup. Like, when you start adding Ice Armor to all of Mineski, it's just, yeah, like, if you're going to have a draft at the end of this, you'd probably want to have Mineski's.
I gotta say, though, after that last game with DJ, playing on a Disruptor, like, a lot of people talk about the Disruptor counter to Ember Spirit, and it definitely is in some senses, like, but theoretically, you shouldn't really be able to get off a good glimpse, only because of, like, where your Remnant positioning is and everything like that, but the way that he's throwing down these Static Storms and willing to just commit it on a single hero,
10 seconds.
I mean, he can definitely guarantee something on the Raging Potato.
Let's start her up, man. Mineski versus Fnatic, game #2 of our 2-game series. Remember, we have more action coming your way later on today. It's Trust going up against 1-2-3. That's the easier way we can say it, at least. It's written very different. Alright, so I don't get my wish from Fnatic. They are going to just defensively control their own jungle. Makes sense. Ohio will be moving up with the Tuskar. No early TP this time around, so he's going to walk up and try and plant down that Observer Ward. But we'll have to deal with the Doombringer off lane. It'll be Cuckoo to run the Queen of Pain as a safe lane. Unless, actually, yeah, it will be Raging Potato to take that Ember Spirit to the mid. He's got the PMS up and running. He's just going to try and tank through what the Wind Ranger Wind Ranger tries to dish out. And everyone else is about stacking, farming, or controlling for Mineski.
Yeah, I think I like that. I like the way they've done up these lanes. I'll be interested how they want to position the Lich. And see if he'll just be kind of like helping out the Doom or moving around a bit more. But they definitely want to contest these runes. They are going cross-country here.
Yeah, but look where Raging Potato's up. They start with the Thunder Strikes. They know there's no glimpse, and both Potato as well as Cuckoo can't get this rune, which means it goes to the way of the Doombringer on the bottom lane. But it gives Mushi a slight advantage coming into the mid. The Doombringer having the extra level, though, does really help him. Having the ability to have both Devour as well as Scorched Earth is nice for him. He also planted down the Observer Ward, which was easily scattered by Fnatic over on the Magic Bush. So he's only got one camp to choose from as far as devouring a creep.
And yeah, they will bring down the Lich here. So it looks like it will be just solo Ohio up against the big bad Doom. And this is something we do see all the time these days. And the nice little, just send your carry to the off lane. It's the safe lane. Oh wow, Jules. Look at the damage. Oh my god.
Well, he'll grab his life back with a Braid Sap. They're going to get very aggressive on that top lane.
He's got one tango left.
Is that all? Is that actually all he's got left?
That's it.
Wow. He must have given a lot of tangos over to Ragey Potato, and like 2 of the tangos over to Ragey Potato. Hence he's a little bit low.
Support life, man.
He's got Brain Sap anyway. He'll get his life back. Who needs tangos? You just need mana to cast.
That's right.
Your
He's got
abilities.
Melt Talisman, unlimited healing.
Nice. Yeah. I think we're thinking about a different kind of talisman. The one that never ends. Alright, so at this point, Raging Potato is he's holding his own up against Mushi. It's always gonna be difficult running this kind of melee up against Wind Ranger when she's got that range damage. Are they actually going out in top lane? Looks like they are. Hellfire Blast will come, Cuckoo. Mistiming the blink. And that allows the Wraith King to get the secondary hit in. They had the Chilling Touch. They were hitting really slow but really hard. There's now Jules, the Nightmare. Cold Feet will not be able to latch on Jules. The slow will not do its work. But there's still First Blood going the way to Fnatic with this aggressive lane.
Yeah, this is terrifying. Like, at least now they're out of mana there for ADTR, and he won't really have a chance to clarity unless he has to like he has to just completely hide. Just give some of the fire. Actually, there's no one here because they're both trying to clarity up. But now once there's another stun up, this is terrifying. Like the Bane can't be anywhere near where he can get glimpsed back, even when it's level 1. That still blocks you away from the wave. And speaking of blocked away from the wave, Ohio is just like in the jungle right now because this Doom is gonna get scary. He's got the stun, and without the Lich and Vision, times are tough down bottom.
It's also the no mana cost stun. Potentially counter kill after, but at the same time, I actually think it was Mineski who played. Actually, was it Mineski or was it Fnatic? There was a Doombringer at the majors, and actually no, I think it was one of the Chinese teams. There's one of the Chinese teams that I cast, and he actually devoured the golem. And you're like, okay, well, he'll end up dying, but don't worry, he'll land a couple of stuns. And
yeah,
at that moment, when you understand the Doom doesn't realize that he splits into 2 little Doomlings with stuns after he dies, because the Doomlings just stood there. They didn't do anything. The stuns actually would have allowed them to get a return kill as well, which made it a little bit more salty.
Just 2 meta.
Well,
One meta ahead of the player. These Ice Frog buffs.
allows the Doombringer to have 2 extra lives. Alright, so Mushi is on top of the CS board by quite a fair way, 24-6. Wraith King's actually doing pretty damn well on the offline, but Ohio's getting nothing. Like 7 CS, he's found 3.5 levels, which isn't too bad. Especially considering you're going up against a Doom as well as a Lich. But it means that Mineski at least have themselves they should have an economic advantage.
Yeah, they're starting to bring it back down from that First Blood. They will get a really nice pull up here, and this is actually huge for the side of Fnatic. Like, you're getting, it's almost 2 waves, essentially, coming into the tower with the Catapult, and that's going to help out a lot for ADTR. And that's the eventual. It's bound to happen eventually. So.
I was waiting for this middle lane to happen.
Ohio.
DJ, he's still got Glimpse available, so he can drive the Ember Spirit back over into the double damage of Mushi. That was the fight I was looking for, but yeah, seems like the Tusk died trying to go down the riverside.
Yeah, going for that rune. That's just one of those eventualities. The Doom Lich, they'll get you if you're just a solo melee offlaner, like solo safe lane in this case, but you're pretty much guaranteed to go down.
The bigger kill is the fact that one happened in middle lane. And with the double damage still being up, Mushi's already taken out that mid-tier 1 tower. Jules being kept out of this fight. The extra damage there on ADTR. The Nightmare going to protect Jules for now. And actually got taken off by the Wraith King by accident. And now he's got to turn onto Jules. Wraithfire Blast out again. Needs a good hit. And, well, the burn from the Wraithfire Blast will do the work. Still no crit onto Cuckoo.
Just let it roll over.
And ends up being a 1-for-1 trade-off. And welcome back to the middle lane, Mushi. Windrun's protecting him for now, try and juke around the tree lines, but then again with a shackle, you've still got the Scorcher burning it out. And the Doombringer will find the kill over on the Wind Ranger. As DJ, he's got a level 2 glimpse, so he can drag somebody back here. Wraith King's still having fun up on that top lane. As Raging Potato starts his fight onto DJ. The Spirit Jump, he commits pretty heavily to this DJ, to the tree line, can't get away from the Flame Guard, but it will allow High to rotate in with the Snowball Shards. He locks the Ember Spirit in position and gets a revenge kill for his fallen teammate.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Fire's happening.
I don't know how Cuckoo died up there. That was I guess just getting too aggressive. It seemed like there was actually a missed opportunity before from ADTR to actually get the kill, so but he kind of makes up for it right there. Obviously, well, taking out that Nightmare was one of the opportunities, but with all these rotations, jeez, we've got Mushi up top. Net's now coming in with an Invis Rune, misses the shackle off the range creep. But the Sentry Ward will spot out Net.
Maybe it's a moment like that from Cuckoo where he aggressively blinks forward, then realizes you're up against like an Ancient Apparition as well as a Wraith King. That's Cold Feet, that's stun, that's guaranteed lock. Like double stuns as well as the damage output. They're going to move up now, Fnatic. They're right underneath the Dire Observer Ward. They actually planted their own Sentry Ward in this lane very early on. And never actually achieved anything with it. That shackle! Wow. Another one of those shackles where it's like 9 times out of 10 it's gonna latch. And
yeah, I thought he had that.
And Mushi finds the 1 time out of 10 that it doesn't latch.
So now it's time for Fnatic to group up. Like Ohio, he just has to leave bottom. Like there's a Doom. There's a Doom who has Doom. This is very scary. And he does not have the like 750 HP. He's close on the tower for some rotations, but I wonder if he'll just look to kind of join up with the team. Like you're still pretty strong. You got the levels that you really require, and now it's going to be the Lich
TPing
up
top. The Nightmare's over on ADTR as the Lich ult is going to bounce down to the catapult and over towards Mushi. Back into the catapult, and the Wraith King will end up going down. He wasn't level 6 yet, so no reincarnation available. And Fnatic just trying to force the issue. They do at least get the rotations out from Mineski. But a kill on a Wraith King is worth the commitment from Mineski there.
Yeah, now they've finally taken over the net worth. It was kind of bouncing back and forth, but it's slipped over to their side for a little bit, and it's going to continue that way too. You've got looks like it'll be the drums, probably into like the Vlads or something. Eventual Shiva's guide for Ryori. It's so hard to deal with now. Nice little shackle up onto Cuckoo as they battle for this rune. Mushi will grab it now.
Ember Spirit is going to commit so heavily with a Sonic Wave as well. They burn him out with a Flame Guard. It's Fnatic. Well, was that illusion rune really worth it? I don't think so.
Wow, that's just so great. Like you need this early gold boost coming in for Raging Potato, and he manages to snag both of those kills for the double. And 1,500 gold now stacked up. If he wants to go for those early boots of travel, he definitely can.
Hey,
he's already got the wand, form, and shield and bottle.
When was the last time we saw a Sonic Wave?
More of this game than last.
That is true. That was more effective than every other Sonic Wave which he threw out in game number 1. The Fnatic now, they're grouping up on top. They're smoked up, so the Observer Sentries don't really help, and Jules, as well as Cuckoo, try and initiate. They don't save the Ancient Apparition with the focus fire from Mushi. They find the kill on the Queen of Pain. Jules buying time, but there's no support coming, so he knows he's dead. Like, it's going to take 3 attacks from Mushi to do the job, and it's a double kill for the Wind Ranger. A very quick answer back there from Fnatic.
Yeah, Mineski looking a lot better this game. Not allowing it to get completely out of hand. I mean, they just lost obviously 2, but it's not totally, you know, outside the realm like last game. They're keeping it fairly even, and there'll actually be another TP in here from the Doom, finally making this rotation.
Interesting to see who would even go for. Maybe the bigger question is, when was the last time we saw Doom cast?
Yeah, definitely going with the threat of the Doom this game.
It's always that downside too when you trigger Doom. Like, you throw it on a hero, you know he's going to bail out, but if you don't have enough control on him, and like you could just see him being denied in front of your eyes. Because the Doom can't easily keep up.
No, and it's definitely where eating these golems can help, but it's true, like if you don't have the total lockdown, it's still pretty good this game simply for dealing with Mushi, but obviously the Wraith King is one of those heroes that, again, like he's one of their biggest cores, but you don't really want to doom him.
Yeah.
That's actually found another Invis. He's getting things out.
Where's his opening? Vash dropping down observer wards. Raging Potatoes moving over, and Mushi instantly backs out. No, but that's got no opening. And all of Fnatic are really scared now because there's just too many heroes missing from Mineski. So they just try and take up the stack, giving a little bit of extra money into this Tusker, or going towards the buy me a mech build.
And the big thing they're missing is, oh, actually, Raging Potato's in a little bit of trouble down bottom. Yeah, he's gone.
He's an Ember Spirit. He's an Ember Spirit with spirits and BTs. Like, catching him out is quite difficult. ADTR, she coming up to the top lane with a Hellfire Blast, initiates onto the Doombringer. Bane gonna Nightmare him up. There's double TP support in the way, and Disruptor! Big ulti catching up both Vash as well as Jules, so they can isolate the Doombringer. Now you can get that Doom off. It's over and high as the Lich ulti bouncing down to DJ and over to ADTR. He'll trigger the reincarnation as Ryu. He's actually going to go down. The Doomlings are up. He's looking for the extra kill into Ohio if he can help out, but the power source from Mushi will do the work. And now the double stuns Mushi! He's dying to the Doom shards! No, he's not. He'll end up surviving. There is the Walrus Punch going into Cuckoo, but he's going to blink up and he'll get back into range of the Tier 1 tower. But a 3-for-2 trade-off, and again, the Disruptor play coming out from DJ, doing some work. The shards! Cuckoo, he's got blink off cooldown. It's a level 2. Luckily for him, and he's away to safety. Ohio, however, doesn't really feel too confident.
There was a pick off on the Ancient Apparition bottom as well, so again, like, support's getting shut down. Thankfully, DJ did manage to get a 6. He was really close to not having it for that fight, and again, looks like we're going up top of that stun. Yep,
no Red King ulti, make the most out of it. Ohio hanging around, he needs to trigger off a good shard to keep the Doombringer away. As now, in fact, he just snowballs and initiates into Jules, but there's a lot of support behind him. But with the start of Fist Searing Chains, DJ, ADTR getting caught out so hard as Mushi trying to focus fire down on Raging Potato, but he just gets sent back away from the attack of Mushi.
Oh, Jules! Oh my god, this guy's a magician. He dodges the Ice Blast and the power shot. So close to death.
Where was this Mineski in Game 1? They're actually coordinating beautifully when it comes to the fights. They're picking their engagements against Fnatic really well. At the same time, Fnatic are giving them the opportunities. A lot more than they did in Game 1.
Well, one of the advantages of Ember Spirit is not only do you have the remnants for your movement, but you get these early boots of travel, and that can just allow you to make sure you're in all of these fights. And he's already up to 2,300 gold. Like, he could even go Blink if he really wants to. It is something that we've seen favored lately, especially in like the SEA scene, just to be really hyper aggressive, as opposed to like, oh, let's just go AFK farm and push out the lanes. But when it's this early, I really like the Battle Fury, and he will go for that.
They're coming to fight again. The Observer Ward back behind the Tier 1 tower. The Doombringer is going to be the first one to run in. Sigil will come up as they do find the Doom. Do they kill him off in time? The Shackles are there, and yep, but we'll hit the Doom Shards towards the front lines. However, they're dying inside the Storm. They can't get back out again. The Glimpse will actually pull Raging Potato back to the Tier 1 tower, but the Doombringer still a casualty of war, and that's enough for Mineski to bail out.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
So close. It's very hard. Once you have those boots of travels up, it's a lot harder to time that glimpse properly. I mean, it has to be the full 4 seconds for the movement, so there's plenty of distance to be covered there by Potato at this point. Is he gonna get this rune? Oh god, not another rune death!
He's got the life. He put a defensive spirit just before he went for that, so he understood what he'd have to go through for it. Ends up surviving. With 17 one charges and the 3 bottle charges, he's back up to full life instantly. And with a double damage rune, he's ready to fight. They have Doom available as well.
They won't see this coming at all.
They just don't have any help. And there's just like a Fissurian chain. The Shackle won't connect. Net doesn't have his Ice Blast up yet. Neither does, no, DJ doesn't have that Storm available either. And Fnatic will just let it go for now. They're committing too much time. Cuckoo's farming up in the top lane. You're getting Lich with more space in the mid. Fnatic just not getting the better trade-offs across the map.
And so it begins. Close to the Battle Fury. Start to look to control the jungle. They've got some good aggressive wards spawning at Ohio here.
Finds Wraith King. Side of Fissurian Chain's going to do its work. Jules a little bit too far away. He's got the Fiend's Grip available. But Ohio's just sitting back behind his core, just in case he needs to snowball and cancel this Fiend's Grip, which is exactly what's going to happen. He'll pick up ADTR, the Ice Blast on the way. It's going to hit pretty hard on 2 heroes, so Bane will end up shattering, and DJ, the oldie's back off cooldown. They isolate the Ember Spirit, but they need to control him for a little bit longer. Ohio's got nothing more to give, not while he's doomed up. ADTR is just burning in the meantime. Ohio will go down. Doom gets a double kill. Raging Potato, finally he goes down to the Thunder Strike of DJ. As Cuckoo commits a full Sonic Wave just for that Disruptor. Echoing from game number 1.
I think he misclicked the Remnant, because he had one over by the bottom tier 1, and he immediately came back in the fight and started pinging. It's a little unfortunate there, but it's alright, they still win the fight, and now they're going to try and drive away Mushi up top.
Oh, I love this real. He just TP'd in and denied the tower right in front of Mushi.
Too easy.
It really looked too easy. And with the Ice Armor, like, Mushi attacked him and just realized it was futile. Slowed down way too much. Fnatic don't have the sustain yet. Without that mech from Ohio, they just don't have that burst heal coming back their way. DJ's oldies have been pretty damn good, but Fnatic keep trying to force things before it's up. And the Wraith King still isn't level 11. So it's still a level 1 reincarnation.
Jules is actually so tired of Ohio that he went shreds. Just getting bursted down by this Tuskar every time, right out of the snowball. Try and survive this game. Not something we see all too often.
Nice item choice though.
Yeah, no, it's perfect. I mean, you're up against quite a bit of the burst damage there in terms of like even like power shot, the crits from the Wraith King. Just try and survive. We're soon gonna have a Battle Fury up, and that's when this just gets pretty difficult to deal with for Fnatic. There's really not that much in terms of the split push counter here, other than trying to kill him using DJ and the Static Storm.
Well, we're going for the aggressive Doom. Vlad's and Blink, nice. Wondering how long it's going to take for the 4-star to be built, because I'm assuming that's where Jules goes next. Really good up against the Tuskar.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack. Radiant structures
one of those things where it'll be that nice item to get later on. For now, Cuckoo's just trying to finish up his Aghanim Scepter. The Battle Fury is 300 gold away from Raging Potato. So he will quickly escape. ADTR's a little too late to the party.
Dire's bottom tower is under
and suddenly we've slipped down to almost 6,000 net worth in favor of Mineski. You can see topping the charts there with 3 out of the 4 top slots.
They're taking towers, they're taking good fights. There's only 1 tier 1 tower remaining. Okay.
Smoke action.
Doombringer is now a Centaur, as he's got himself that War Stomp available. Yeah, smoke action going to come in. They both break each other's smokes. Doom just wants to blink himself away to safety. Fnatic are too late. They're not going to catch him. Because Tuskar went for the defensive item, he built into the mech as opposed to the Blink Dagger. And you got then the Blade Mail on ADTR. Like, where is your catch? Like, Glimpse is kind of it. Like, without that vision, you can't really find anybody out.
Yeah, they've had these great wards, though, from the side of the Radiant. Like, you get this one now into the tower, which could be really huge if they're able to force this tower and force them back. They might be able to get a nice pick over on the side there.
Here they come. Blink with a War Stomp. Disruption Oldie will go out right now, but Rio just walks himself out of it. Mushi, he's the man that gets doomed up in this fight. The Lich Oldie bouncing over. DJ Ohio taking so much damage with a Sonic Wave as well. Mushi will actually... No! He gets down further. Can he actually survive through the Doom? Yes, he can. His Stick Charge up, but now Searing Chained. He'll go down. The Wraith King's locked in the tree. tree line. He'll actually burn the reincarnation. That isn't really part of his plan, but Tusker tries to make it a little bit better for him, attacking into the Ember Spirit. He'll Spirit Jump himself up and away to safety with 60 HP. He won't go back into that Wraith King yet, but he's definitely considering lending a Sleight of Fist Syrian Chain to the mix here. There's Wraith King back behind the tier 1 tower. There's your jump forward, Sleight of Fist, and they're doing the work. Fnatic will basically get wiped, and they'll probably even lose this tier 1 tower to boot.
What a chain frost. He actually did second to only the Queen of Fate in terms of damage dealt that fight. 2,395 from your Lich player. Unreal. And he threw out 4 ice armors. Like, it's so hard for this Wraith King to do anything. You can see him just trying to man up against them, and, you know, Rare's just laughing it off. They probably think he ate the creep or something. How often it's being kept up on top of them by Jesse.
And Fnatic don't have a way to split. Like, you throw out that chain frost, and they just have to walk themselves out. Normally, you could say maybe Ohio with a snowball would be able to stop the bouncing, but he hasn't really been able to manipulate the positions to make that happen. Wind Ranger went directly for the Aghanim Scepter, so there's no Force Up, there's no Blink Dagger over on Mushi. So he also can't win positional-wise against Mineski. While Mineski are running around with a Blink Doom, the BT's Ember Spirit, like Maneuverability Central, a blinking Queen of Pain, then you control the movement speed with Frost Armor. You got survivability through the mech on the Lich, plus the armor on everybody, and even Bane. With his double control, he never even used Fiend's Grip.
I'm wondering if DJ will still try and farm up towards a Blink Dagger. Like, even though they are kind of on the back foot and it's more of an aggressive item, I think that after seeing, like, he missed that Static Storm, couldn't get anybody, it is really crucial to these fights. I mean, we saw how important it was last game. Even though it looked like a stomp, it was largely because of how massive those Static Storms were. And if he can provide them with another Blink with these good Static Storms, it could actually help bring them back in terms of these tower defenses that they're going to have to do, as well as any sort of a push they want to achieve.
It would make sense. And he is hoarding a decent chunk of money. Fnatic really trying to make an opening here. The funny thing is they don't even see Vosh. He's just been sitting in this tree line for so long. Has no idea what else is around him. Like, this is his vision right now. He doesn't see anything.
Just completely terrified in the dark. Just auto-casting ice armor.
He's got a TP scroll available. If he wants to get out of here, he can get out of here. Like, it's not a problem for him. But it's almost like what he wants to do is come in from behind in exact moments like this. So when Fnatic fall back, the Ice Blast can go to work. They're pretty well grouped up at the moment. And here comes the Ice Blast, bounce to DJ, down to Mushi. The creep's going to keep it alive. Down to DJ again. Now it's into the next creep wave that's coming up. Ohio with Fiend Script up, but completely controlled in the battle. And DJ, well, he'll get caught out by the level death. ADTR was successful in his TP out, but Mineski, they were prepping that bait for a good 2 minutes. And now they can go for Roshan.
Those are like the most unlucky bounces I've ever seen for a Chain Frost. Somehow comes back off the creep wave to knock out poor DJ on his disruptors. He's trying to escape. But yeah, well set up. I mean, you can say RNG helps out, but in the end it was just proper positioning from Mineski. And again, another ulti that just couldn't connect here from DJ.
It's been problematic, but hey, you knew you're going up against a highly maneuverable lineup. The Disruptor has to be more of these, like, not big team fight kind of pickers. He has to be the ones where Mineski fall back, and then he glimpses them in, then they get the extra exit kill. Like, that's going to be the play from Fnatic, but no one is really intimidating enough on Fnatic that Mineski will fall back. Like, you have a Doombringer who is so damn big, and is this... Actually, where does he go? Is this a Radiance game for him?
Oh, please, no. I assume Shiva's. I think it's just still Shiva's up against the Wraith King. It's just so good.
In a way, I agree, but at the same time, like, I'd almost want to see, 1, the burn, but 2, the mischance added to the field.
True, for sure.
Because Mushi does not want to be building into a Monkey King bar.
In some sense, you are far enough ahead that maybe you're not that concerned in terms of armor. Like, I haven't seen Doom really drop low in a long time.
And you got a Lich. It's a Shiva's. It's a Shiva's. He's got standard build. Yeah, but he bought the Shiva's recipe. Actually, no, then he sold it. Indecision. Indecision. Unless he gave it to someone else, they jump up, looking for the Tusker. Tusker's going to snowball towards the Doombringer. punch him once and then try and run out of here, but the Nightmare... Actually, at the same time, Raging Potato gets picked off. But Ohio... Okay. He's dead. But the Ember Spirit died in the Radiant jungle.
Yeah, the Static Storm. So, good. Using that Disruptor. Make sure, and that's... actually, we didn't get the fight recap. But I'm sure it was quite a bit of gold. Looks like it was, yeah, 646 heading over to Mushi. So that's huge for him. If he wants to get another core item up after having to go in for the Blink Dagger, just to try and secure what I'm sure was a nice shackle there as well. And we'll see. I don't know. 4,300 gold. It could just be a BKB, but it could be Radiance.
It could also be something even bigger. Like, he could just go directly in for something like an Assault Cuirass if he wanted to. But the Shiva's Guard would make so much more sense. It's... We don't really have another AC carrier on Mineski, unless you look towards the Queen of Pain, but that's going to be like a 5th item pickup, if anything. Oh, he spent something. Here's Shivas. He bought the recipe again. Mushi, able to find Jules. Ice Blast is coming in. He's got to hit the Shackle, and then boom, Ice Blast, and Jules, boom, dead. And, oh, Mushi! That was quick. That was very quick. He intended to do that anyway, to blink away and then TP out the other side of the tree line, but we are just missing the timing to jump in and get that level death interruption or doom.
The danger zone. Narrowly escaping there.
It's like Raging Potato is feeling a little bit of pressure coming out from Fnatic. He, or at least feeling the need for immunity during the fights. He's building a BKB as his next core item, as opposed to something like the Crystallis into Daedalus.
Yeah, just securing it. I mean, up against the Shackles and the Static Storm, it makes a lot of sense. Just guarantee these fights, work as a team. Probably not going to have the Aegis, at least if they want to try and push the BKB, they won't. Actually, they could have both. Maybe they will have enough time to make a nice little push down the mid or the top.
Well, on top, Wraith King staring down Raging Potato. He's going to slide a Fifth Syrian Chain in, but there's nothing more to really come from that. Wraith King's just going to keep farming up. Get towards that Radiance of his own, as he is sitting at 3.7k at the moment. But Mineski are prepping themselves on bottom lane. They're trying to take over the Radiant jungle. Fnatic are still finding some good farm elsewhere, like Ohio's got the space in the middle lane for that Tuskar. The Wraith King now does have his Relic, so the damage increase has also arrived. And looks like Net and DJ are trying to make something happen here. They're both smoked up, but it's the end of their smoke. So it looks like they already tried to make something happen, but failed.
Yeah, and now Fashion Week has come out. We've got 2 Glimmer Capes on Simon Mineski, and one also picked up here for the Radiant. So it is what DJ will go for. I like that. Now that there's a blink on Mushi, it's less that he needs to make these humongous plays in the Static Storm, and he'll just look to try and survive and also help out whoever does get doomed. Of course, with the Glimmer Cape, just trying to help them hide, and you won't be reducing any of that damage being pure. But it certainly helps with any sort of a follow-up, but they're just kind of rolling this train down bottom.
Yeah, they want to force Fnatic to fight. Mushi's not going to make it easy for them with the Power Shot and the Shards. The Creep Waves don't survive for long. And Mineski can mech all they want to when the Shackle connects over on Cuckoo. Ryu! He jumps himself forward. Wraith King wants to go for a little bit more. That Nightmare buying the safety for Cuckoo just to blink himself away to safety. Mineski will bail out. They're not going to force this issue any further. Actually, well, I say that and they smoked to come back in again. But they smoked.
Oh, this is nice.
They smoked underneath the Radiant Observer Ward. So Fnatic are aware. Fnatic are very much aware of what Mineski are up to.
Yeah, just great vision there by the Radiant. Like those kind of plays can definitely make or break a game. Like if you fall for that, if Mushi dies there, I mean that can guarantee a rack. So there's no buyback. And without him, this push is very difficult to stop. So, of course, just dissipating with the Aegis. They can wait a little while, have some time before it's going to pop back up. Take control of the map. You can work towards another core item on the side of this Doom here, and as well as your Ember Spirit. It's getting towards that Chrysalis, so already tanky now. Just going to go towards that damage.
Yeah. What she's got to do.
Now what do you do?
Net, initiation, the Shackle's going to latch on Cuckoo, and with a focus fire, dead so quickly. And that's now 641 gold. Ended the streak of the Queen of Pain. And there's no answer from Mineski. Well, they look towards the middle lane, but they're looking towards a Wraith King, who's just trying to finish up a Radiance, but they don't want to initiate on him. That's still reincarnation they have to burn through. And DJ in game 1 would have thrown that ulti out straight away onto Potato. He wouldn't have waited.
Top tower is under attack.
But he's fine with this.
Just... Oh, well, look how much damage he takes too.
Let's watch a Mushi escape on the top lane. Focus fires to top tower, forces Jules to TP back. The Observer Ward placement as well from Fnatic is seeing every bit of support the Mineski is bringing in. That one ward, it's only got another 22 seconds left of its life.
And it looked difficult for Mineski to make a comeback last game, but I think it's even harder for Fnatic. Like, although they showed more promise in terms of like synergizing ults and everything like that, you don't really have any sort of a wombo combo in terms of the AoE. You're going to be looking towards this Radiance for your Wraith King. You need a massive Shackle. I mean, double Shackles are where it's at. That's definitely one of the ways you can bring back into it, as well as there is the Blink Dagger on Ohio, so if they can try and cancel out some of this, like maybe the Sonic Wave, make a big save. Speaking of big saves, DJ is in a little bit of a danger zone. I don't think they spotted that out, though, so he'll get a free sentry. Might be able to snag a ward if they come in for the vision.
They're pinging all across that, man. The observers from the actually no, that ping, yeah, it was coming out from the AA. They're trying to justify his observer ward placement, not putting it up on the hill and putting it on the ground instead. Courier's gonna be careful. It's delivering the Radiance right now to the Wraith King, and if it goes back directly, then this Courier is in fact dead. Wait, are they gonna see it? Well, they see it now.
Does this actually make it back?
Yeah, it makes it back. It flies.
Did you catch what happened there with the Sonic Wave?
No, I didn't see what happened with the Sonic Wave. What are you trying to do? I heard the Sonic Wave go, and I'm like, why?
Alright, Cuckoo was standing next to the secret shop, and they knew that the Courier was around here, and he chucked it right into that big batch of trees right above the shop. He just threw the Sonic Wave in there, hoping that he'd catch the Courier. But the Courier was up, like, top lane, heading back from the Wraith King.
It wasn't even being microed. It just went directly back.
No. So close.
Oh. Ohio. Quick blink away after he realizes the entire of the Mineski lineup is pushing that tier 2 tower. And Mushi split push isn't going fast enough, so he can't force TPs back. ADTR. He'll also have to come back in a moment. Net. Now it's his turn to TP out underneath that dire Observer Ward. That's what, they want to try and find this Courier again. It's walking around with Net's Aghanim Scepter. The rest of the Aghanim Scepter. So we have now an Aghanim's Ice Blast level 2. Which is quite problematic for Mineski. This is when you're able to defend inside your base, and Mineski, if they do push up, you're going to have heavy casualties if you get hit by that Ice Blast. And in fact, Fnatic, they're not even going to wait for the push to come. They smoke up inside their base and they're moving out. Mineski should be pretty much aware of this, though, because they got an Observer Ward on the bottom in the top lane. So when... Okay, and when Mushi breaks the smoke, they have to be aware that the Fnatic is up to something.
Yeah, just one big pick. Try and force out some sort of a Roshan play here. I still think they can take it there with Tusk and Disruptor. They definitely have the abilities to fire the Roshan pit. Now the damage isn't really a big issue. Like, you've got plenty of items on Mushi to help try and take down the beast.
Oh, this is one they can get. That Radiant Observer Ward's going to see the Doombringer in just a moment. And there she is, but no one's close enough to it. You actually need to have a Blink Dagger on the Disruptor so they can glimpse him back.
And it's so scary to try that next to the tower as well. All the rotations that might come in from Mineski. Now they're in a pretty compromised position here.
Wow, Jules, he jumps in, the Walrus Punch with the ultimate and the Ice Blast. The Nightmare will be protecting the Doombringer for a moment, but not long enough. And ADTR's coming through the rear with the Blade Mail up. They don't want to fight him just yet, but the BKB Ember Spirit's there with a Sonic Wave damage. Ohio and DJ's days are numbered. As Cuckoo's actually able to blink himself away to safety. That Wraith King still trying to go to work. Mushi looking for the Shackle, able to latch it on the Ember Spirit. Focus firing down, he finds the kill. The Reincarnation won't pop, and Mushi blinks forward. Almost gets the kill on Cuckoo. He'll blink himself into the tree line. Jules protecting him with a Glimmer Cape, but now Jules is on the run. That Gem of Truth, and he does not want to lose this, but the Ray Fire Blast comes off cooldown, so Jules is locked. Net, the Ice Blast comes back off cooldown, but the Gem is lost for Mineski. The Queen of Pain is still surviving, running down, finding a room, which is nice. But the Ice Blast, even Vash. That's an Aghanim's ulti. And that should be a dead Lich. He is going to shatter inside his own base.
Yeah.
Protection.
No way. Wow, amazing. That's so crazy. I thought they were in so much trouble, but they managed to burst down the Doom, like one of the hardest targets, and he went for this full tank build. I mean, drums, Vlads, Shiva's Guard, but still able to tank through it all. Ice Blast just too strong now that you get that Aghanim Scepter. The Might is certainly paying off in a game like this. And man, Mushi. Geez, these shackles blinking forward so aggressively. Full Daedalus completed. I mean, he is a machine gun now, and they didn't lose a Rex. Like, there was all this pressure from Mineski for so much of the game, but they weren't able to close out any major objectives. So it feels like Fnatic are right back in it now.
They waited until the time was right. I think another big factor of that was the fact that Jules' impact in that fight was pretty negligible. Like, you Nightmare onto a hero who was already going to die. And he was the first vision. Like, he glimmer-caped himself up to the hillside right underneath Fnatic. They didn't see him, of course, because they didn't have detection. Now, of course, they're walking around with a gem. They definitely have the detection. But at that point, like, you'd always look for the Bane to be on the back line, throwing out the nukes, keeping that Nightmare control going. Like, Nightmare one, Fiend's Grip the other, but it wasn't possible when he ran into the entire Fnatic. Now Mushi, Searing Chains on the top, the net, throwing out that ulti. Mushi, not a healthy man, but now with support coming in, he'll burn the Aegis to the Immortal. They flip over Jules. And, well, Wraith King with a Blink Dagger up, so he goes for Cuckoo. As he tries to run himself away from this one. He'll be successful, however. And more supports moved in. It's Mushi who's doomed. The Mech Charge won't keep him alive. DJ, okay, that's a lot of damage with the Deadlifts from Raging Potato. Moves his attack in towards net. The Lich Ulti will now start bouncing around. The Gem of True Sight back into the hands of Mineski. Wraith King has no ulti. It's on cooldown for 13 more seconds, so he does not want to die here. He has to back up. Raging Potato can't get close enough to find the kill. The Cuckoo can find Ohio over in the tree line. 4 heroes lost for Fnatic, and Mineski, they answer so quickly to Fnatic's first, well, real big win fight.
Yeah, it turns out when your BKBs are active, the fight's quite a bit harder. So Mineski playing that one quite a bit better than the previous engagement, catching up Mushi, obviously extremely important total damage output of Fnatic. And now they're actually going to get some of these objectives. I wonder if they'll... It looks like they're just going to back. I don't know if Raging's going to come back, or if they're just going to let that go for now.
They're letting it go. Potato's got more
Too
farm
worried
to get.
about buyback.
But you see how much damage that Ember Spirit's capable of doing when he crits onto the Wind Ranger like that? This was the concern we had during the drafting phase, where while the Wind Ranger makes a lot of sense, she really is a glass cannon, and a glass cannon that could be easily shattered by Mineski.
Yeah, the BKB is quite a ways away. In fact, it's
the glimpse!
That makes sense.
It stops Jules from TPing out! He's also chilled, but the Ember Spirit's coming in. DJ has to Glimmer Cape himself away from this one. Where's the gem? They don't have him. In fact, DJ's sitting right on top of the Redmond. Goes to the tree lines, but he'll be caught out. So say goodbye to your Disruptor. It was a nice play to stop the TP from Jules, but the rest of his team was too far away to try and capitalize.
Top lane, Cuckoo, his BKB was forced. Actually, Mushi's going back in, but he does nothing to shackle to there.
They actually let the Doom go. ADTR wants to try and take this damage. Ohio's going to come in as well. The Lich Ulti, that's not going to bounce. Probably the most ineffective Lich Ulti we've seen from Vash in a very long time. So they burned the Doom, but Raging Potato's adding pressure at the bottom lane. So the tier 3 tower taking considerable damage. The shards will fly, but Potato's still got his defensive spirit up. The one he placed before when they're battling against the Disruptor. So he just escapes out quite easily.
Alright, well, all in all, for Fnatic, it does give them a little bit of breathing room. Knowing the Doom's not going to be up, they might try and look for a smoke play. I don't know if they have any more available. Now would be a pretty good time. Of course, Roshan, long gone, but still doesn't mean that you could try and get some sort of a play going.
Get an easy kill if possible. Ember Spirit, hello Net. Sleight of Fist, Net, well, he takes one hit and loses half of his life. Burning up, and the Glimmer Cape will protect him for now, allowing him just to retreat. That Ice Blast still on cooldown. Raging Potato, that's going to Glimmer Cape him up to move back and forward. He really wants to get that last 1500 gold. Once the Monkey King bar is up, he won't worry about these missed chances that ADTR is giving to him, and he really won't worry about the Wind Ranger's evasion, aka Wind Run. They're coming in again. ADTR. Brain Sap. The Blade Mail's down. Ember Spirit. That Disruptor ulti is going to be nice. Ember Spirit's going to burn pretty hard. The Nightmare, however, someone's got to take it off him, and the Ember Spirit shackled up. Mushi hits the target perfectly. And that Disruptor down for the count. Sorry, that Ember Spirit down for the count. And Wind Ranger able to find yet another kill. Another big kill as well.
DJ waited so long for that. Like, they knew the BKB was down, and they were just waiting for them to come back in on ADCR knowing that his ultimate was down. So, sitting in the fog and Static Storm makes it pretty easy when there's no BKB there. So, looks like they might be able to apply some pressure to the bottom lane, but they will have to deal with top. As Cuckoo's pushing that in. And he's to head up for mana, though. But again, they need to keep this momentum going. They can't allow themselves to get wiped out again or lose 4 heroes. Like, there's no buyback on the Ember. You need to get some objectives and hopefully try and get a secondary pick before he respawns and kind of keep that chain of one man down on Mineski always going. And even if it's a Lich, that's pretty big.
Goodbye, Vash. you can't TP to a tower when there's a Disruptor on the field. It's just not allowed unless you have a BKB, but you're not going to burn it for that. And Cuckoo, well, this is also not the way to defend a tier 2 tower. Gets hit by the Ice Blast and is forced back. And that's a level 3 Ice Blast. Net's decision to go for that Hand of Midas, probably the greatest one he's had. The question is actually going to be now, can he find, or should he be going for Disable here? Like, is it possible to build something like a Scythe of Vice on the Ancient Apparition and still have him as a viable hero? Or is it almost worthwhile getting something like a Lincoln Sphere to couple on top of the Ancient Apparition? Are we really seeing a... It's... Okay, I love this. I haven't seen this in a very long time. In fact, ever, really. The Aghanim Scepter Wraith King. Bottom lane, DJ's dead.
It's actually a pretty good answer considering there's going to be 2 Dooms up now. But if you come back alive, you're still doomed, I believe. Like, if you're silenced and die with the Wraith King ulti, you're actually still silenced when you come back as a Wraith. So you can still, like, not do anything. Which is pretty frustrating. Or, like, you're still slowed, you still have all the same debuffs you had when you died. So it's not going to be very effective with the Doom. But I'm wondering maybe a Lotus Orb?
That kind of feels a little dodgy, though. Like, you should be dead and then just come back as a ghost. Like...
Yeah. It's I don't know. Ice Frog, please.
Yeah. Obviously, like, maybe Aghanims would then be a little into imbalance for the Wraith King. If you, like, remove all negative effects on the hero. But either way...
Nice shackle by Mushi. It just blows up Cuckoo and gets a free gem for his trouble.
That's actually huge, because Fnatic are now holding both of the gems. Mineski can't go for these kind of pick plays, and they can't go for the... Okay, that's the answer for the Ancient Apparition, it's the Lotus Orb. But Mineski can't go for this split push play with the Ember Spirit, because they don't know what they're up against. If they have no vision, with 2 gems on the field, Mineski keeping an Observer Ward up, the only one I'm seeing on the map right now from them is here in the mid lane. Watching over the river. And if Mushi walks just a little bit further to his left, he'll see it. Ember.
Yeah, look how aggressive he's being.
He just came in. The shackle is going to latch. Mushi doesn't have the time to attack. Now he does, but Rio, he actually jumped himself into the tree line. Walrus punched up. Mushi, he will get doomed. And instead of the second one, he's still got the Refresher Orb available. And the Lich ulti. Fnatic couldn't disengage. They got caught here. The Fighter's Race at the moment. The Fiend's Grip controls up the Wraith King as he comes back to life again. This will be his death. What have they got? Actually, Wraith King now, he's actually his own Wraith. Oh, that gets confusing. But 3 heroes down for Fnatic. The perfect Vash ulti. And they get both of the gems back into the hands of Mineski.
Yeah, and that whole fight just off the back of one single Force Staff by Jesse. Or else it was completely dead for Raging Potato. Like, just gone. No chance of survival. So, extremely well played. And, of course, you know, another Chain Frost. I mean, well, I've come to expect it at this point.
I correct myself. There's actually 1 gem protected on the Radiant Courier. But Fnatic, you can see what they wanted. They found what they wanted when Raging Potato rendered himself into the secret shop. Then they get the shackle. But because the Doom blinked where he did, Fnatic almost squeeze-boxed themselves into that little area, allowing the Lich to become even stronger. So now the bottom racks is gone, and Fnatic may have lost the game just on that one play.
has fallen.
Ohio. Well, DJ's going to come back. They still can't fight without Wraith King.
Radiant's middle tower has fallen.
Wind range is up in 7 seconds. They don't have fortification. But it's still taking Mineski a long time to get rid of this because Doom is just sitting at the back lines. He's got double Doom up again. He still never used the refresher orb from before, so he Dooms up over on the Tuskar. ADTR to the front lines, a Sonic Wave, while already into Wraith form right now for the Tuskar. But what's he going to do? He's still Doom. He's just walking around punching a range creep with his Wraith. The Ice Blast will connect. The Lich should go down at the moment, while the Bane, the Glimpse, ending up cancelling off that Fiend's Grip. And it's the Bane who's trying to run himself out of here. The Tuskar having his own little battle with the rest of the remaining Mineski players. The Bane is still locked in inside the wall. The Glimpse, okay, there it is. They bring down the Doombringer. The second Doom was also triggered. But it'll be easy enough for Wind Ranger to tank through it. And 3 heroes from Mineski are lost. And what is really taken in return? The bottom racks, you expected that to drop, but they only took the range racks in the mid. And now with Roshan up, Fnatic are moving over quickly. They can force all 3 buybacks out from Mineski. And Mineski will need all of them.
Crazy patience from Mushi. Just the fact that he didn't buy back. I think a lot of people would have bought back even when that first rack started to fall, but they didn't have the Ice Blast ready. And now it looks like, I mean, they're in a little bit of trouble from Rage Potato, but what can he really do here?
It's, okay, ADTR is so damn low. Ember Spirit's gonna jump in, triggers the BKB. Roshan killed by the Radiant, but Ember Spirit snatches the Aegis of the Immortal. But he's still gonna burn it. He has 1 defensive Spirit up on the hill, and they understand that. Ohio is waiting to see if he's gonna blink himself up. He does blink himself up to go for the punch. The Ice Blast positioning won't be right. Another Spirit came up from the Ember Spirit, and the protective Lincoln Sphere from Cuckoo given to the Ember Spirit, but they still get the Shackle. Down for 95 seconds. Cuckoo initiates in so heavily with a Sonic Wave and blink forward. A defensive Yule Scepter, but does he have enough time to get back out? Yes, he does. Blink down, but they've found him. They need the crit, and they've got the crit. The Wraith King will find it, and the Ember Spirit is down for 81 seconds. No buyback on the Queen of Pain for 70 seconds, but there's trouble at home. The Courier, where do you want to do? You're seeing the trouble. A big creep wave pushing in through the bottom, but it's the Aghanim Scepter up for DJ. These BKBs won't be anywhere near as effective for the next fight.
That's huge. That completely changes everything. I mean, that eliminates the Yule Scepter, the BKBs, even, like, that means no more, there's a potential for no Refresher Doom now. And if you can close that out, I mean, oh, that completely changes the entire dynamic of these team fights. Oh, is that Shiva's going to spot out Ohio? Oh, that was so close.
He's away. He leaves his Observer Ward up too. It's actually be really nice to scout out Mineski. Have they actually got any of the gems back again? No. So there's 1 gem sitting inside the Fnatic base and the other gem is on top of Net, who's still walking around with this Lotus Orb, hoping to reflect the Doom onto Doom.
He's got 2 shots at it.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Well, in a way, yeah. Unless Doom just like level death, it's like, ah! And so Fnatic, I don't know if this is really the time to force things. Finishing up that Assault Cuirass on the Wraith King might be something they would prefer to do before the fight begins. Even with the Aghanims over on DJ, he doesn't have maneuverability items. And they haven't finished the full Greaves on the Tuskar yet. And they're still being assaulted from home. But how does Net keep finding so much money?
Got it.
This guy's got another 2.7k already.
He cashed in his Midas investment. He sold it off.
There you go, get a Vlad's for Ohio. So the Tuskar decide to actually bypass, at least for now, the Greaves. But the Vladimir's offering, combined up with the Vampiric Aura as well, gives it so much like sustain to Fnatic. And they're the ones running with the advantage as far as life goes. So not only are they stealing so much from Mineski, they're also stopping Mineski from regenerating with the Ice Blast. So Mineski, they smoke up, waiting for the opportunity. But Fnatic,
to dissipate, though.
Wow, they're all grouped up. Potato's still not there yet. But he's very comfortable with his items. Like, he's actually in a position where he might even consider this 6 slotted.
I think he's hoping that they can actually force a fight bottom and kind of sneak himself some damage on the top tower because they're so close to closing this out. I mean, once you start getting towards these mega creeps, 2 lanes of super creep, there's really not that much AoE damage. Like, that's one of the things that Wind Ranger actually suffers from in terms of how much money you put into items. It is all single target. Like, you have a Radiance, basically, for trying to clear these waves. So if they can actually force out 2 full lanes of supers, there's really not that much here inside of gold spent for helping to clear those waves out.
What are they planning on doing? Like, waiting until next Roshan?
I think they've seen how aggressive Fnatic have been and how willing they are to move outside of the base, and they might just be hoping they can catch them in one of those situations.
The difficulty is when Fnatic are moving out, you see what's happening. Like, they put ADTR on the front lines. It's like, if you want to commit nukes to kill him off, go right ahead. Not only does he have the reincarnation, but he's got buyback available. They just keep trying to pump money into him. Potato comes forward once again. Can be really careful doing this. You cannot afford to lose your Ember Spirit at this point of the game, even if he does just have to use buyback. Having that on cooldown means Fnatic can be a little bit more aggressive, get the kill, and understand there won't be 2 Ember Spirits during the next engagement, because you can't just buy back and Spirit in.
I'm wondering what he is. I mean, we talked about, you know, it feels like he's 6th slotted. I really don't know. I don't think it's a rapier game. I would be more likely, I think, to see Refresher. Yeah, there's Force of BKB. I actually think, like, Courier Refresher would be more likely this game than anything like a Rapier or 2nd Battlefield or anything like that. Simply because they're not... I don't feel like they're in Rapier territory. I mean, everything's Rapier territory if you're MB, but I don't really know how comfortable Raging Potato is with his own survivability up against now an Aghanim Scepter Disruptor. I think that would be a mistake.
Come on, Donkey. Gotta believe. Gotta believe in the travel. The Observer one's there, so, yeah, okay, look at him. They speed boosted him.
Oh, Sonic Wave.
No.
Not gonna go for it. Maybe? Maybe? Yep. Goodbye.
Radiant's courier has been killed.
But empty, at least.
Kill secured on Courier, but it did its job. The Assault Cuirass is now on the Wraith King. You get BTs for the Doombringer, is his next item. So he wants to move across the map. Slide a Fist Searing Chain again. Mushi, no BKB available. Goes for the quick shackle, but the Doom's over on Mushi Ohio. He'll come in. They Glimmer Cape Mushi and actually snowball him at the same time. Moving up towards Vash. Maybe not the greatest target to move for, but the Ember Spirit just rendered himself out towards Roshan. The Lich Holly will start bouncing around, but it leaves the Doombringer stranded. He goes for the Refresher Orb so he can trigger the BKB again, but now you got the Wraith Tusker fighting his heart out. He'll punch the Doombringer up, even in death. He's still able to hurt and snowball over to the Ember Spirit. So Doom is down for the price of a Tusker. Cuckoo is back, but Ember Spirit pretty low on mana. So continuing the fight here is going to be difficult, but Cuckoo jumps in. There goes your Sonic Wave and Disruptor. What's he going to do? He's put up the wall, but there's nothing more he can really give to the fight.
I reap the storm I've sown.
So close. I don't know, DJ, like, he stuck around so long waiting for that Doom to dissipate, but it just didn't seem like there would be anything there for him, and he just, it feels like he needlessly dies. No buyback. Oh, that is so unfortunate.
That's only unfortunate if you're a Fnatic fan. Mineski should be like praising the lucky stars right now. They've managed to find 2 quick pickoffs, and they're jumping in even further. Okay. Blink up. He attacks once into the melee racks, but this just keeps regenerating. And Fnatic really do still have the big heroes up they need to hold this line. Like the ability to have ADTR on the front lines, the Ice Blast right behind him, and that damage cannon that is the Wind Ranger.
Raging has to buy something right now, right? Okay, he buys a Moonshard and eats it. Alright, because he was up to 7,400 gold.
Investment for the future. Buried in the mattress.
Yeah, that's right. Now what's his attack speed now? So 0.65. That's pretty great for an Ember Spirit. Yeah, so he's rocking out these right clicks.
Alright, so it's BTs for the Wind Ranger. It's maneuverability.
Radiant's middle barracks are under attack.
Nice little bit of movement speed, but more importantly, it's going to allow Mushi to split push out the lanes a little bit harder. He's not really the greatest split pusher in the world, but he's got the damage as Wraith King. He took out the ward, but he's still right on top of an Ember Spirit Remnant. There you go, blink down now. So Mineski are getting ready to fight again. I'm always getting a little concerned about how low in mana this Ember Spirit is. Like, you want to commit a whole bunch of spirits to the fight. Like, even Sleight of Fist, Searing Chain, you're still burning 160 mana.
That's true. He doesn't really have any sort of like a regen. He only regens. I mean, it is 8.3, but it seems a little bit low considering the amount of items. It's still just relying on the Battle Fury.
Yeah. Because she goes for something like the BKB as opposed to Lincoln Sphere, which gives you that regeneration. Like, you don't need much. Just something.
Here's that smoke play. It'll have to be Mushi. Have to reveal himself to try and push it out, though. And man, look at the net worth difference between the supports on the Radiant and supports on the Dire. It's surprisingly small, considering the total map position and control Mineski have had. It's pretty insane how much farm Net and DJ have been able to achieve. And I know we've talked about it a lot, but it is something that, you know, we all know that supports don't really get the most love in terms of, you know, casting and spectators and stuff. So it's quite amazing they've managed to achieve this.
It's a testament to the willpower of Fnatic, as well as Mineski. Rod of Atos is now the next item to be completed over on the Ancient Apparition. So he's got the ability to remove all regen, the ability to actually combo himself. So Lotus Orb and Cold Feet with Vortex. That's so much slow. If that BKB is not for the Doombringer, even for the Doombringer, I'm wondering if it's just for the Bane or someone like that. Keep them out of the play as much as they can. Roshan still is not on Mineski's side. He's almost at the maximum spawn time. It's about 2.5 minutes out of the 3 potential minutes for spawn time. That's around the same time as Net needs to start scouting with his ultimate. They're going to smoke on the bottom lane and move forward. Vosh, with the Observer Ward down, they actually see Jules as well. They really want to try and go for this. Ohio missing the timing. He needed that Walrus Punch to connect. That was the plan. Vosh moving back to the Ice Blast. It's going to connect on him.
Yeah, they actually spot that out with the vision it provides at the end, but they won't get anything. No blink this game.
This TP is too quick, and already Raging as well as the Doom is pushing in the top lane.
DJ has to run for a TP. Oh, he's so close. If Jules caught him out right there. But it looks like Raging's at the racks.
Yeah, already there. Triggers his BKB and then jumps into Roshan. I think he's really ready for that just yet. The rest of his team should be ready for it though. Yeah, now they all come in.
Yeah, the waves are in a great position for this.
Even with the Spirit outside, that Ice Blast is off cooldown for Net, but he's not using it to scout. It's like he almost accepts the fact that Roshan's can be taken by Mineski. So the Aegis, the Immortal, as well as Cheese will go the way of Mineski.
Immortality.
Yeah. And they just, now Fnatic have to wait.
Yeah, it's starting to look a little bit grim here. You've got about, what is that, 55? You're looking at about 80,000 gold combined on the top 3 cores here from Mineski. I mean, that is just an insane amount of items. They're all starting to look 6-slotted here. With the Aegis, at least for Cuckoo, and he's also sitting on 4,500 gold by the time he does lose that Aegis. So he can kind of, plenty of options. Probably Refresher, seeing as how he has the BKB and even the Lincolns, but it looks like it'll be the MKB. Also a suitable item up against that Radiance, of course.
Alright, Ember. What do you want to do? Get all the money in the world, you got buybacks available. Is it worth committing up and taking out that melee Rax and losing his life just to come back again? Use the economics to basically win. And, well, Cuckoo just tries to go for DJ. It's going to miss because of the Glimmer, but now the jump forward. They actually catch out this Doombringer with the ulti going down. Doombringer will back up, but he gets hit by the Ice Blast. And Mushi looking for the damage output. They're going to have to go for the Queen of Pain, who just focuses to bring down DJ. No buyback available for him. And the Doom is capable of surviving through the engagement. The Wraithing may not be so lucky, but then Cuckoo, what have you got? There's the Shackle, it won't latch. But the power shot, Cuckoo is so low. The Aegis Immortal, one more hit, and they'll actually burn it, but they can't even get that. The Reincarnation will come out from the Wraithing, so he's back to the World of the Living and puts Cuckoo into the World of the Dead. But he'll also come back again with his own Aegis the Immortal. And this will mean mid-Rax. The Ancient Apparition's trying to fight with that Wraith. He could Ice Blast off cooldown in 1 second time. He can't get it off. He doesn't have the time available. So 2 heroes down for Fnatic. And it looks like Mineski are in the last point, putting the nail on the coffin, but it's not over yet. It's a big Sonic Wave. The Nightmare protects the Doombringer and Vash. The Lich ulti bouncing through Fnatic. The Wraiths might be fighting, but really, it's a remnant of Fnatic's force. They don't have the strength anymore. The buyback comes out from Mushi, goes for the shackle. Jules, a great force staff, making sure he doesn't lock himself to the Ember Spear, but Mushi still has that damage output. They move over to Cuckoo. Blink Dagger in 5 seconds time for the Wraith King may be a little bit too long, but Vash running away is not an easy task for him. But with that Glimmer Cape, he's able to do so, and they actually blink the other direction. They find the Queen of Pain, even bigger. Mushi making almost 900 gold off just that one kill, claiming a triple kill. They do, however, lose the melee racks, and it costs them 3 big buybacks.
It's insane. You're looking at about 10,000 damage dealt by both the Ember Spirit and the Queen of Pain. Like, it's just after 60 minutes into the game, there's just so many items on top of everybody, and although it costs them a lot, it is one more building down, and it just doesn't seem like there's any bounce back from Fnatic. Like, even if they were to wipe all 5 of them, it doesn't seem like they can really cheat. If anything, it's all just trying to stem the bleeding. At least they'll get this tower, but buybacks are up. Plenty of gold stacked on top of that. Almost 8k now on your Ember Spirit.
They can't need to force the buyback. Like, Fnatic needs something for this. If they can force the buyback and then just disengage, they at least remove the money from Mineski and that insurance net. So Mushi with the focus fire, they're focusing on the top lane primarily because they'll actually give them a level of advantage. Now with the snowball forward, and the buyback's going to come because it looks like Jules is dead. The Ghost Scepter and the Lotus Orb protecting him for the moment. The Lich holding, most of us can be soaked up by this Radiant Creep Wave. The tier 3 tower will drop, and Fnatic, now they have to back up. The Ember's up in 12 seconds time, unless they can get a pick off, and the Doombringer may be exactly that. They flip him up, they'll toss him down. The Ice Blast, the back lines, Jules already managed to retreat, but then the Glimmer, dragging him back. There's no Glimmer to protect him. The Doombringer does buy back, and now it's time for Fnatic to get the hell out of dodge, run away from the top lane, as Raging is alive. Unless they're ready to fight again. There's no ulti, looking for the shackle. They got it! They actually found Raging Potato! He's gonna buy back as well, but now again, just pull back out again. Then reinsert. Ohio, leave him for dead at the moment. He is dead to the world. DJ will also get picked off on the retreat back out again. He'll have himself buyback available. But the rest of Fnatic, they're out. But big kills, they get the buyback on the Doom, Bane, and Ember Spirit.
Alright, well, all the money in the world, but buyback's still 7 minutes. So there is hope here for Fnatic. And they need a massive shackle from Mushi, and he's been throwing them out there, he's been landing them, but all these 4 staffs, the Glimmer Capes, it does make it pretty difficult, and even the Lotus Orb as well could spell complete disaster for him. So he's going to be very careful, but it is really their only hope.
Here come Mineski. The BTs to the front lines. A full Skadi is now the Ember Spirit's choice of item. It's flying out in the Kuru at the moment, so it's not here for the fight just yet. Cuckoo, they go for him, the Lotus Orb. Mushi has to BKB. The Disruptor ulti is still down. That Lich ulti doing some decent work, but Cuckoo, 99 seconds on the sidelines. Now he'll buy back and probably just BT back to the front lines. Actually, no, he doesn't have it. He has to walk his way forward. The Disruptor is down. It's only the Wraith fighting at the moment, doing whatever it can. Now he'll keel over, but Mushi back to the front lines, goes after Raging Potato, can't find the kill. The Lotus Orb making some real. He can't go instantly for the Doom, and the stun arriving in the perfect time from the Wraith King, just from the Basher. The Doombringer, the Cold Feet will also manage to latch, actually returning into the Ancient Apparition because of that. The 4-staff, the Doombringer, he's got his secondary Doom now to trigger, as another Glimmer Cape allows him to move further and further back. But you got Cuckoo battling against that ADTR. He's got to stick with the rest of his team. The Sonic Wave will fly out. Where is that Bash? Where is that crit? ADTR, he's looking for an Ancient Apparition back to the world of living. Well, in a manner of speaking, the Ember Spirit so deep on Mushi. And Mushi, he critted the last moment. The Lincoln Sphere protects him from the level death. He'll blink back to base and regenerate. ADTR still fighting for everything he's got. The Snowball comes in, buying space, stopping Jules Fiend's grip, allowing ADTR to keep fighting. And now it's both Doom and Ember Spirit on the sideline with no buybacks available. ADTR, he keeps the chase going. Jules in the tree line. Wind Ranger won't see him in time. The shards are flying in, but he can't go for the shackle on what he doesn't see. The tier 4 towers are being attacked, so Mineski's idea of pushing down the middle. ADTR can start this, but someone has to do the defense work. And it looks like it's going to be Mushi. He can BT on to the Wraith King, but they're just being assaulted on too many sides. But Fnatic hold.
They're trying to go for it, and they have no option here. It has to be the boost on top of ADTR.
He's jumped in. He blinks himself forward. There's no follow-up. There's nothing there. Nightmare from Jules stops ADTR from attacking into him. So this Wraith King just has to wait forever, it seems.
Oh,
oh no,
getting
Cuckoo! Mushi blinks forward. Look for the shackle. They're perfectly lined up for a moment. Varsh gonna glimmer himself.
So close.
They were perfectly shackle lined. They could have lost both of those heroes, Mineski.
47 seconds still left here for the Ember Spirit, and still pretty far up there for ADTR. And the lanes are now actually pushing out. And there's going to be another Lotus Orb for Ohio if he can just get the farm. He's so close to it. And if they can have that for this last final push, it might just be enough up against the Bane.
I don't think they can even do a final push. Like, the only hope I'm seeing right now for Fnatic is taking out that top lane.
Oh, they're coming in.
What are they going to do? Go for a GG move?
It's the only option. Ohio can't be there in time, though. Net has still the Ice Blast thrown
There's
out
no
now.
fortification. It's not available. The Ice Blast going in pretty deep. It's not going to hit the Queen of Pain, however. And Mushi, he's actually taking the range racks at the moment, just trying to ensure whatever he can get. 5 seconds till Ember Spirit. The melee racks will go down too. And now Fnatic, they have to move back out again. They at least got some kind of return, but DJ, the Fiend's Grip, it'll connect. Mushi with a shackle shot, the focus fire. Jules dying quickly. They have to back out. The ulti is out from Cuckoo. Minimal damage, but the Ember Spirit moving forward, looking for the opening with a BKB. Stringer Mineski can fight this one again. That Lich Holdie gonna go and do some work. ADTR, he'll give the Wraith a little bit longer to fight. Everyone from Fnatic, have they got the damage to focus fire? Wind Ranger in death finds the kill on the Doombringer, leveling this up a little bit more, but now it's Raging Potato. Net, he's still on the front lines, but it's ADTR. He's the man with the damage. They need that Ember Spirit dead, and with the cold feet, they got him.
What?
The Ember is down, but up on top playing Cuckoo. He BT's in. He's going to push for Megas. They actually are going to take out the melee racks. ADTR comes in, looks for the stun, looks for the bash, gets the crit. Cuckoo blinks himself up and away. The Megas are now up for Mineski. They still have no Doombringer. They still have no Ember Spirit. And ADTR having almost an impossible job, but yeah. Ohio wants to get this kill on Jules if he can. He's ready for it. Blink, Snowball, Shards. He's got Walrus Punch available, but Jules, the mech will be there. Do they have Fiend's Grip? No, they don't. They've got Lich Holding in a moment. Ohio, Lotus orbing himself up, so they can't do anything to really stop him. All Ohio do is keeping the supports off the top lane. But Mushi is alive. He can PT in now if he wants to, but with the blink away, Jules will get rid of the Observer Ward. Cuckoo forced off in the wrong direction. And Ohio just needs to slow down this lane and not die. He's still looking at Jules, who's going to Glimmer Cape himself once again. As ADTR and Mushi, they're arriving. They have a 36-second window.
There's no AoE clear again, though. There's no Maelstrom. He needs something. Oh, he gets the courier! But Mushi, he's at the side shop. He's thinking about buying something. He grabs a Moonshard.
Of all ironic items to buy over on a Wind Ranger. But he's still got money for a buyback. So with the BTs, you still have double Mushis. But you're up against Megas. Yeah, the Ember's up too soon. They're being attacked at home too heavily. They have to retreat. There's no Roshan. Actually, if ADTI has a look now, Roshan's going to spawn. Like, right now.
Oh, they're pinging it, though, from Ryor.
Oh, they're TPing in. Cuckoo's arrived. Raging Potato. He's actually in the middle of the Disruptor ulti. The Ember Spirit. Abyssal down. 99 seconds without him. Cuckoo in the tree line. They're going to glimpse him back over into the fight. The BKB will trigger. He actually blinked up with a power shot from Mushi. They'll find Cuckoo in the trees. The Ice Blast's coming in. Cuckoo's down. 2 minutes without the Queen of Pain. Fnatic. Hold. Hold.
There's only 25 seconds left, though, for this Ember Spirit before he can buy back again.
Oh, the timing. The timing for it, but you still have no Queen of Pain. Even with the Ember Spirit, Jules is trying to solo Roshan as a Bane.
They need wave clear so badly. Like, the Radiance is just not cutting it. He needs a Maelstrom.
There it is.
Alright,
there it is.
He's gonna grab one. They need one on ADTR. They need a Mjolnir. So like, there's just no way.
He dropped the Blink Dagger to pick up that Maelstrom.
Yeah, he'll just keep it on the courier. Like, this really is the only option. It's just too slow pushing these waves.
So they use ADTR to push out the bottom lane. They use Mushi to push out the top lane. And in the meantime, the rest of Fnatic just try and add momentum, but they have a risk. And the risk is Wraith King dying. But you commit Fiend's Grip for that. Doom is still available. And Wraith King, well, he is doomed up. The BTs are coming in, but it's a little too late. ADTR on the run out of here. He wants to, well, actually, can he fight with lifesteal? He's got no other choice. He'll end up going down. It's still a doomed up Wraith from Wraith King moving forward towards the Doom, and he'll find him, it's all too late. Buyback is available, and in fact, used. Are they going to come in? Yeah, it's time for the GG push. Wraith King's arrived. Wind Ranger, how far away? He doesn't actually have his BTs up, so Wind Ranger is having to run the old-fashioned way, but the creep wave is pushed out so far that Net's actually fine for this. He'll throw an Ice Blast in 2 seconds and hope to hit some of Mineski.
Potato went bottom. Potato's gone.
To get the kills. Wait, is he really? He's coming in for the GG push of his own. They got the Nightmare over on the Wraith King. They're going to buy some time. Potato doing the work. Fortifications available here for Fnatic as they go for the base race. Do they have enough time? Fnatic are too busy actually fighting up against Mineski. I don't think they got the time. Potato's doing the damage. Net can't defend it. No matter how much damage Fnatic have got, it is GG. Mineski will take it in 69-28 with a base race and Raging Potato, proving he's got the balls. Just going for the split push and taking out the fountain. Not enough defense was left by Fnatic, and they couldn't GG push fast enough. Mineski was able to stall them long enough, but we'll end up drawing our first series of the day.
All right. That's it. I got nothing.
Quality game, quality Dota, more quality Dota coming your way. Do not turn off your live stream. 123 is going up against Trust. We'll have Malaysia going up against the boys from Thailand. That's coming up next, so stay tuned. We'll be back for more DotaPit Season 4 by G2A.